Hello, welcome back to Fred in the Shed. I hope you're well. Do you remember a few videos ago we did a review on this Wuben G5, a tiny little flashlight, but incredibly powerful. Powerful enough to blind you. It certainly blinded me anyway. Really impressed with this. Well, pleased to say that they've sent in a little bit more kit for us to look at. This time around, it's, I think, their bigger seller, and this is the Wuben E7. It's a multi-purpose flashlight. It hasn't got the colour options as the little G5's got, but it is more powerful. It just has two white LEDs. Also, they've sent in some accessories that go with the torch itself, mainly a headband, so you can put it on your head and use it as a work light, and also something else that I want to test in a second, and something they call a gesture sensor, which is like a proximity sensor, which when you use the headband you can attach this, and then to switch the torch on and off or to increase the brightness you just run your hand over it. So if you're wearing like thick gloves or something, if you're working on your car, you can't adjust the light. That's really quite good. And then finally we've got what they call a battery extender, which looks like an aluminium tube that allows you to fit a larger 18650 battery. Anyway, let's crack into it and see what we get in the box. Once again, a very nice unboxing experience. They do present their products very well. I did a little bit of research on Wuben, the company, and they've been around for some time. Originally started in 1981. So this is the E7 flashlight. Comes in, I think there's three colours for this actually. There's a green version, this is obviously the black, and then there's a rose type silver, rose gold silver version. It does have a little warning sticker just to remove it. This just is to remind you to remove a plastic shield from the battery, which I've already done that. So here's the little flashlight itself, just 80 grams in weight, about 2.5 inches by 1 inch wide, so certainly very small. Do get operating instructions. Once again, we have a single button which is multifunction, so you just need to read this a couple of times. It's nice to get that in the box. Let's have a quick look what else we get in the box. I imagine we're just going to get a charging lead. Yeah, so a branded little wrist lanyard, which is sort of quite nice. Standard USB charging lead. Right, let's clear the bench. We can have a closer look at the flashlight. Now, once again, same as with the G5, 10 out of 10 for build quality. They certainly know their stuff, Wuben. That's why they've been around for so long. It is IP68 waterproof, so no problem about using it outdoors. Now, what you get with the supplied torch is what I would call a mini battery. It's a 1100 mAh, or incidentally, yeah, magnetic base as well. So 1100 mAh, and this is an 18350. You can upgrade to an 18650 cell, which is pretty much twice the size, so that should give you twice the runtime. For that though, you need to get the accessory, which is the extension. This is the battery extender, just an aluminium tube really. It does have a silicone seal there to maintain the IP68 waterproof rating, and that simply screws in. I did watch someone else's video on this, and they said that they couldn't get this to line up when it was tight, but I don't think that you need to absolutely screw this too tight to obliterate that seal. I think once it gets to a certain degree of torque, that's going to be watertight. So that's quite tight actually. That lines up really well. So we can now pop in the battery. Now obviously this is a 2000 mAh battery, that's 1100, so almost doubling the runtime of the torch itself. And that screws in, and that's got your magnet on the bottom there. Does double the size of the flashlight, of course. Also probably adds a bit more to the weight, but that's the price you're going to pay for the extra run. This is the optional proximity sensor then, doesn't come with the torch. Again, another £8.50, which I think is probably a bit better value than the aluminium tube. That plugs into the top of the flashlight. And we should get a little light come on. There we go, little blue light come on. So now, when I wipe my hand in front of it, if I was wearing gloves, for example, the flashlight should come on. Let's give it a go. There you go. And I think if you time it right with a series of swipes, I think you can change the functions. Might take a bit getting used to. Oh, yeah, there we go. That went super bright. Wow, yeah. So I've changed that to turbo mode now. I can't see a thing. Switch that off. 2, 3. Yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to this. Obviously, you would certainly... Wow, back into turbo mode. Getting the hang of it now. Off. Yeah, well there you go. I think you can make it flash as well, but you can see that it works just for simply turning the light on and off. Again, very helpful if you were going to use the headband and you wanted hands-free operation. So I think to test the headband, I think I need to put that on and we'll go downstairs and we'll test it in a darker place. So welcome to Fred's garage, something you don't normally see. Going to be testing the little E7 in here. So let's turn the lights out and see how we get on. So this first setting is candle power. There we go. Yeah, okay. So you probably find your car keys with that. That is the low candle power setting. Then moving up to medium power. So that's pretty useful actually. Get a long battery life on that. And then going up to the 400 looms high power. And as you can see, yeah, that's lighting up everything. And then I think if I double tap, we go on to the 1500 turbo power. Wow. That is astonishing. So that is like daylight. Now I'll only run this for about 60 seconds because of the heat build up, and then it will switch back to normal power. But that is incredibly bright. That's like a car headlight. Really, really impressive. Here we go then, got it on my head. It probably looks a bit strange. Now it is adjustable as well. You can adjust this down 180 degrees. So quite useful for working on your car. Now imagine I had gloves on and I couldn't find the switch. So if I run my hand across the sensor, wherever it is, there we go, and it turns on. That's quite impressive. And then obviously if I do it again, I can turn it off and I think I can access some of the other modes. It's a bit awkward because I can't see where it is. Right, so we've got the lights off now. So this is what is like low mode, which is perfectly usable. And then hold that down. That's high mode. And a double tap should get us into turbo. Wow, that's that is turbo mode. Yeah, that is incredibly bright. And that's it then. That's the Wuben high quality E7 mini flashlight. Do like the accessories. I can see a lot of use for that headband with that proximity sensor. As I say, if you've got work gloves on, you're working above your head, mechanics or electricians, something like that. I know a lot of people use their phones, but that just spanks the battery. I think I would probably want to put in a larger battery into the torch itself. I think that small cell will be fine on low power, but if you want to use the high power, I've got a feeling that the battery life will be better with the bigger cell. So I would probably go ahead and get the extender. I kind of wish that maybe the price of the torch itself, it'd be nice if they supplied the extender. I mean, it's only a piece of aluminium tubing. To spend another £8.50, it's a bit of a kicker really, isn't it? So I think personally that should be provided in the packaging. Now when it comes down to the prices, I've got US prices here. Full price, normal price is $30 for this flashlight. Currently on sale at $24 in the UK. UK prices for some reason just that little bit higher. We do get sort of ripped a little bit in the UK, but currently at £26 full price. Couldn't see a discount at the moment. So yeah, a little bit pricey, but it is high quality. And having bought a lot of cheap little flashlights which no longer work, I think it's, you know, maybe worth spending a little bit more money and having something that's going to last a long time. So that's it for the video. As always, if you want to check this out further, just look in the description. There will be links to the website and you can check out this flashlight. But as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to Fred in the Shed. I really don't get that many views, and I won't get many views on this, so thank you ever so much for your view time. Thumbs up from me. If you get a second, just hit me a thumbs up down below before you go. That really makes a difference to the channel. But as for now, I'd like to say, as always, please, please, please look after each other for me. Stay safe, and of course, I will catch you all on the next video. Cheers, guys.